Hey,
Hey,
that's
whoa,
it.
what?
Pencils down.
Put him down.
Pencils
Put him down.
Pencils down. What is up? Look, it's just us today.
Well, Cody's watching night baseball, so
Is
we
that an
can't fault
improvement?
him for that.
You can't. Yeah, that's
Night
when you go
baseball's
see it.
legit.
Night, it's legit, and he's.
There's
at a night
no angry
baseball
old
game.
Cub managers arguing about night baseball.
There's losers at night baseball.
Who watches baseball?
Who the fuck watches baseball? Speaking of day baseball,
Yeah.
did you hear about what happened in Tampa Bay yesterday?
No.
Pretty surprising. Two dudes tried to hang a giant Trump wand banner, and they couldn't get it unfurled properly. And then it kind of started dangling, and some dude underneath them just yanked it down and got rid of it. Huge pop from everybody there. They all cheered once he yanked that.
Because at some point, are you not just being a pathetic loser?
Yeah,
at some point, are you not being a
I
whiny little bitch?
I think that was what, November 15th? That's how long they've been.
Even if you supported that side back then, at this point, you'd be like, yeah, okay, it's fucking over.
It's over.
At this point,
what the fuck? No. August! Oh, man. It's happening. He's coming back. Oh, Trump. So we're going to have no music today.
Yeah, because
It's okay.
night baseball.
Night baseball. That's, whatever, Cody. That's fine.
Night
Be that
baseball.
way.
Night
Be
baseball.
that way.
Whatever.
You
Whatever.
know what? Be that way. So,
It's fine. It's fine.
did we get down to certain business, some business? Do I talk about what I just showed you?
I think you need to talk about what you just showed me.
Okay, first let's do this real quick.
Okay.
You can email us, ramble@theramblepod.com. Twitter at Podcast Ramble 1. Instagram at Podcast Ramble. We still have merch. Thank you for the 5-star ratings. Please subscribe to the Ramble. Give it a positive text review, 5-star rating, all that good shit.
Yeah, do that.
Michael Worms. He's not here to hear this, but he said Cody's take on the Beatles hate was fantastic, tremendous, and we need a Ramble commentary from a Gruber. Gary Priest. Jeeps.
Jeeps.
He goes, hey, Jerry, Eddie, and Cody. Great to see you. Well, hey, Jerry and Eddie, because what the fuck? Great to see you back. Last Ramble, you said I could pimp my podcast. So very briefly, me and my brother talk about a parade of shops where we grew up in the 70s and 80s with lots of diversions into UK pop culture at the time. We've gotten some good feedback and recently hit 500 downloads. Look at you guys. Thanks for letting me pimp this to you guys, and thank you for inspiring me. You can find all of our info on our Twitter page, which is at ShopSPOD. ShopsPod. Shops plural pod.
ShopsPod.
ShopsPod. And then we also have the American Dream, Dustin Jacobs. Black Widow. I loved it. It's no Logan, but it felt like something that could stand on its own 2 feet, where most Marvel content is just a lead into something else. Florence Pugh's a star. She's also great in Midsommar and Fighting with My Family, if you haven't seen them. Harbor was also fantastic, but that's to become a cousin to in regard to him. I anticipate we see more of him in the Captain America returning to the Stone series. As far as it being a Bond ripoff, the proof's in the pudding. Taskmaster is played by a Bond girl. David Lowery, love his work. Really looking forward to Green Knight. Dracula, I can attest to Jerry's take. I saw Dracula and the Spanish version back-to-back a few years ago for the first time at City Walk. The Spanish version is much livelier, which kind of goes against the idea of the dead reanimating, but here we are. I enjoyed it more. Dracula was dead on arrival by comparison. I think Coppola was into the Spanish version as well. Graham and Faye say, greetings from the Great White North, fellow Ramblers. As I type this, there appears to be a ley line of good karma on this Wednesday. COVID numbers are creeping down. The Loki season finale. Good for y'all.
We're going up.
We're headed the other way. The Ramble is back, or at least until they stick Jerry in the microwave, and I do, however, still worry for the status of Jerry's health. He seems rather unquestionably butthurt, especially when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Also, during the Ramble downtime, it seems we sadly missed important news in the events last month. So just how many months does it take the Batman to train and prepare to become a cunnilinguist for Catwoman? Haha, wow. Man, he still doesn't know. Are you kidding? That guy... No, Batman has never made a chick.
He's too busy trying to recruit little boys to live in his cave with him.
Right. 0% chance. 0% chance he's ever made anyone come. But anyway, that's just
0%.
My Batman take. So, and real quick, while we're on it, look at Brady taking shots at his old boy. What was that about? What was that about? Look at Brady. Not afraid.
Wow. Two shots. Did you hear both? You heard both shots.
Oh, yeah. The Sleepy Tom. He took two shots. 2. Wow.
Because at some point, like I said earlier, you just become a pathetic loser.
Yeah.
If you can't sack up at some point and go, you know what, I lost. I'll come back. I'll win next time, but this time I lost.
But I mean, that ilk of folk,
right?
Aren't they kind of used to being losers? Like that's the problem.
True. That's true.
Losing is not new to them.
And then you got Hannity and McConnell both saying you get the vaccine.
Losing is not new, right? Hannity's like, they're like, look, motherfucker, lawyers are calling.
It's like you got vax day one, asshole. We're getting sued if you don't stop doing this shit.
I think they're gonna get sued anyway. I bet they get sued anyway. So let's get down to business. Holy
brass tacks.
Shit, brass tacks. So somebody posted. Let me give credit. A video.
We're talking Loki stuff.
This is Loki stuff.
Because we can talk Loki because Cody's at night baseball.
Cody's not here. He's at night baseball. So this person who is RJSI Gaming, but gaming is with the I is with the letter with the number 1, so the letter I, posted this video.
Mm-hmm.
It said, now who knows? But it said, now spoilers aplenty. The Loki and the WandaVision finales sync up perfectly to this moment at the 27-minute mark, and it's the moment when she becomes a Scarlet Witch officially, right?
Yes.
And as that is happening, it looks like Kang is recognizing that that's happening. And he looks to the side and he says the threshold has been crossed, right? And then it cuts.
Right.
Then you have Agatha almost in league with that, telling Scarlet Witch, do you know what you've done? So.
Wow.
What the hell, Eddie?
So what we're saying is when Wanda crosses over and becomes Scarlet Witch, that's the moment they've crossed the threshold, and Kang, or that variant of Kang, can no longer tell what's going to happen. They've gone into an uncharted timeline.
We're in a new, and is that her? Did she cause that?
Because she wasn't supposed to. She was never supposed to become Scarlet Witch.
She never was.
So she becomes and creates this whole alternate reality.
I'm woo, shit. I don't know. Are you feeling it?
That's some good shit. If those are meant to tie up like that, that's some good shit.
That's fucking crazy. If they're meant to.
Because I was wondering, watching the Loki finale, when he goes, when he looks off like he got distracted, like
what's
something
he
happened.
looking at? Right.
He's like, something happened. He's like, we've crossed the threshold.
We've crossed it.
What was the event that crossed the threshold?
Or was it Giannis with that amazing alley-oop block against? Right. Was that what he saw? Did he see Giannis Antetokounmpo stuff?
Maybe that was it.
He blocks it. I mean, that turned the tide of the series. I don't.
Maybe it was Hannity saying, "Get vaccinated."
Ohtani's 33rd homer. What was it? Was it that guy in Alabama who said that you called someone a house N-word? Was that it? Like, what was it?
There had to be some event that crossed the threshold. I guess it was Scarlet Witch.
I guess it was. What the dude? What the fuck? Huh?
Oh man.
What the fuck?
Now, I was having this conversation with someone else on another podcast about. I was talking about the whole Loki series and how much I loved it, and I was trying to defend it because that person was not a fan of Loki series.
What?
I know. It's a whole
what?
Thing. I know. Anyway, but I was trying to think like how important this Loki series was to all of what's happening
everything
in Phase
else. 4. I hope this is the last words you ever spoke to this person.
Like,
I'm saying my piece and fuck off.
He was just trying to play down, or I guess he didn't. He just thinks this is just another Loki series, and then in season 2, Loki's going to come back and still just deal. Like, Loki's out of the cinematic universe, and this is just going to be Disney streaming stuff. And I'm like, no, what happened in that last 15 minutes of the Loki finale sets the stage for everything going forward in Phase 4.
This is the blueprint. This is it. Yeah, there's no way. What I think is going to happen is all these Disney Plus shows are just going to just bleed in with the movies. Yeah. So we're going to start. It's going to get to the point where you're going to have to start explaining to your buddy who didn't see the Disney show who that person is on screen. Do you get what I mean? That's going to start happening.
You have to realize that the last 15 minutes, maybe the last 5 minutes of that Loki finale are the most consequential last 5 minutes probably in anything that's ever happened in Marvel.
It's crazy. It's fucking I mean, Jesus Christ, that is.
I mean,
I still think the greatest moment in anything Marvel is in Blade 2 when he catches the sunglasses when Whistler throws them at him at the end. And, I mean, that's still.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
That was a pop. Do you remember that in the theater? We didn't see it together in the theater, but
No.
that was a pop.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh, that was good. That was good. So, yeah, we're gonna see how we do here. Dude, I gotta tell you this real quick. I just had a fucking MRI.
How'd that go?
Have you ever had one?
I've had one on my shoulder before for.
How long did it take? Do you remember?
Probably I think it was like an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
like that.
same thing. You're in there, and it's just like, they get earplugs. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's like that. Okay, but why is it almost identical? We're what, 50 years, 40 years removed?
Same thing. Hasn't advanced.
As in The Exorcist when Reagan is in there getting all that shit. How is it the same?
They think at this point you could swallow a pill and then they could just tell you what's
Put it
inside
on a computer screen, and then you get fucking Dennis Quaid inside you the rest of your life, just flying around zapping shit inside your system. Wouldn't that be better?
But yeah, Tracy has to get them once a year for the MS. So
oh God, no.
She goes through it a lot.
Oh fuck.
They're brutal.
Oh,
no fun.
Yeah. Man, it's not fun. It was not. And at the end when everything starts shaking like that.
Yeah.
They have like a finale. They have like a big finish. It's weird.
They play the 1812 overture in your headphones.
All right, so you had an eventful thing happen at Knott's Berry Farm. Did we talk about this on the Ramble yet? On Ramble
no,
Radio?
I don't think we have. We had the guy climbed up to the top of Supreme Scream.
Yeah.
And then started doing a bunch of Michael Jackson moves. He was grabbing his crotch. He was doing the arm out to the side and the leg kicks.
Wow. And he was naked.
Shirt off. I thought he was going to go full naked, full Monty, but he just took the shirt off and then sat down.
Wow. And was he going to kill himself, or was he just attempting?
I had to say, by the time it was all over, said and done, I was a little disappointed he did not jump.
Would it have been okay? What's more tragic? He committed suicide, or he slipped and fell? I think that's funnier, slipping and falling.
Slip and fall is funnier because otherwise he's just up there being an asshole trying to get attention.
Right,
slips
and then
falls.
it's fuck you.
If he goes up there to kill himself, then there's other things. I feel there's some. I feel you could have done it in a less spectacular fashion.
Would it have been better if he slipped and fell to his death, and as his family is just screaming and in horror, you just run up with Stanley and have him take a shit on the dead body, and then you're laughing the whole time?
Or, even worse, body hits the ground, explodes. Then you start raising all hell to the manager of the park that why is the attraction closed?
Right.
And that you paid your money,
right?
And you should be able to ride this ride.
I'm an American. You pull that. I'm a goddamn American. Why can't I get up there? I'm a
it's only in Biden's America could you not ride the ride right
now? Somebody gets a Fauci ouchie. In America. I don't know. Man. But wasn't Kang way in the fucking future at that point, or was he?
Well,
Or
what do you mean? Where they are in the castle? They're at the end of time.
So everything.
But
it doesn't matter.
The timeline is going around them. They're in the middle of the timeline. I mean, that whole stream is going around the castle. So they're nowhere and everywhere.
Right.
All time is happening. I guess you believe that theory of time that time is circular.
Yes.
And everything is happening at once.
Woo.
Which it would have to be if you go back into Endgame with the quantum realm, and they're just going and they're popping in and out of time,
right? Because
it's circular. So you're jumping here, then you jump back here. You just have to know where in the circle you're jumping to get back to your time.
What if
it's a lot?
Why can't? How far are we away from the parodies? How far are we away from? On one half, it's Kang staring off. And the other half is, Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa help you. And he's like, the threshold's been crossed.
Misa no having no Boomba.
Jaja, you said a boom. Is that the
The threshold's been crossed.
Now this is pod racing. Like this is the threshold. You know the parodies are going to start. They're going to have a clip from Spice World, some Spice Girls clip or some shit. The threshold has been crossed.
But, fuck.
Or what if it's a scene in the famous newlywed scene from the early 80s or 70s?
Where do you like to make whoopee?
Yeah, where's the weirdest place you made whoopee? In the butt? The threshold has been crossed. Here's what puts it all together for us, I think. Is where's the weirdest place you've had whoopee? In the butt. The threshold's been crossed, and then bam, bam, bam. Ain't that tough? They're all dressed like different Kang variants. The fabulous.
Wrap it up.
I'll take it. This is playing behind Kang. They're all dressed like different Kang.
What if that's what happened? It was an entire Kang band of the Thunderbirds. And that's why he created the TVA, to keep chopping that off so it never happens.
That was his biggest fear. The final scene is Loki sees a statue, and then above him is just another giant carved in stone butt rocking album. Are you immediately out with Marvel? You're like, okay, well, I thought it's run its course. Or is Marvel more over than it's ever been?
It might be more over than it's ever been.
Wow, I believe it. Speaking of over, I want to know what would have happened if Eddie Pence were in Houston, Texas, after Roman Reigns defeated Edge and was gloating in the ring, and then would you Eddie, do you cheer? Because it was a big surprise. Nobody expected it.
If I was in the audience, and if I was still watching wrestling, which I haven't watched the product in a while, I probably would have been like, oh shit. I would have done that move. Like, uh-oh.
Right.
That's just, you wouldn't expect that. I don't know if I would have cheered, like, oh yeah, that's my boy. I don't think I go that route with it.
Like,
I just think I go, oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
He's got a movie to promote.
So, he's back. It's okay. Do you think part of... I wonder, was there some...
And they're probably also trying to give him his next... He's tied with Ric Flair, so he just needs one more title reign to be
Oh, does he?
They both have 16. So I think it's going to coincide with him getting 17 and then also the movie coming out.
The movie. Right.
I assume that's probably SummerSlam. He's probably going to win the title. I think Suicide Squad comes out in August.
Right. He beats Roman, and then Big E maybe beats him. He cashes in the Money in the Bank.
Something like that. I don't think he's not going to hang around for long, but I think they're going to do it to give him 17.
That's a good call. Good. Now, okay, we have to go back to this. So was Scarlet Witch never supposed to happen in the sacred timeline? Maybe and Vision weren't supposed. Those two maybe that Vision and her were just not supposed to happen. Oh man.
Yeah, I
wonder if that thing was her power protected Kang from seeing it, right? So maybe that little town in Jersey, he just couldn't see it, you know?
Right, until she became Scarlet Witch, and
right.
It basically
was just
shut
so
down.
Powerful.
The whole thing fell down, and then he finally saw, like, oh fuck.
Because
going forward, it's going to be Doctor Strange, Loki, and probably Scarlet Witch are going to be.
You think they're the big three going forward to solve this multiverse stuff?
That's the way it looks like.
Yeah.
This whole series for Loki seems to be reforming him into a solid protagonist.
So not Full Killer. You don't think they're going to bring Full Killer out?
Or Deathlock. One of the two.
Deathlock is coming out.
But I think Doctor Strange and probably Spider-Man. Maybe I don't know, but I think Doctor Strange,
Spider-Man. You think he's going to take? Because him and Shuri can both be like the Tonys, right? Like, and when they get Reed in there, if they get him in soon,
right?
Oh, man.
Well, because I think originally they wanted Black Panther to be the Tony Stark of this next phase, but that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen
because he passed. But so I think they're trying to figure out who's going to be the Tony Stark, and who are the big three going forward.
Yes. Oh,
You know?
and now did you see the new? So now another thing we got to talk about. There was maybe a hint. Supposedly, the first mutant has already appeared.
Who?
Let me get the because I forgot this.
Wouldn't that be
character.
Scarlet Witch from what we saw in
You would
WandaVision?
You would think, but and it's now the new Build-A-Figure that got announced with the next line of Hasbro. Ursa Major, the dude the Russian who can turn into the bear. It was it was that big giant dude that Guardian beats in the arm wrestling, and he calls him a bear.
He breaks his arm.
He breaks his arm and he goes, "Oh, you big bear!" Remember that? He walks
Right.
away.
Right.
That actor has tweeted, "I can't believe it. I'm officially the first mutant in the MCU." He's confirmed he's Ursa Major, and they've made that the next Build-A-Figure coming down the pipe. For
He tweeted like they would let him tweet that.
it was way after it came out. Yeah, Black Widow actor says they play the first mutant in the MCU. He claims to have appeared. He's a tall actor. He's 7'2". But yeah, I don't know if he tweeted it, but he said, let me see. But somewhere he basically says, he says the first mutant character to appear in the Marvel Comics cinematic universe. So, so Ursa, and now oddly enough, Ursa Major has just been announced as the next Build-A-Figure for Marvel Legends. So there we go. It's putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
Are they going to do a Winter Guard sort of thing or a Red Guard sort of thing?
They might. That would be fucking dope. Do we sing even now, Eddie, or do we just go? Is this just pure ramble?
I guess we're just pure rambling because of Night Baseball. That's kind of
Night Baseball fucked us. But, thinking about our younger years. There was only you and me. We were young and wild and free. Now nothing can take you away from me. We've been down that road before, but that's over now. You keep me coming back for more. Everybody, put them finger condoms on, baby. You're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. You know, I just said that line about the finger. Andrea's mother is 3 feet away.
Right. Of course.
I'm back.
Well, she
and there
knows.
I am making a very. She didn't hear. Thank God. I
Right.
made a very
Well,
dirty
she
joke.
knows. She knows all about finger banging.
She better. Do I even say that out loud?
Probably not. Probably not.
Do I even go there?
No, I wouldn't.
Woo! That's just my out. Like I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it. Woo! All right, so here we go. What hat would they wear? And then imagine just the jizz explosion of that harmonica.
I don't have a harmonica anywhere.
It's okay, man. Don't worry.
I got rid of them all in the house because I didn't want him to be tempted.
Right. Then he gets depressed.
Yeah, so it wasn't worth. So I threw them all out.
All right,
Sorry.
Michael Worm in The Worms. He goes
Worms?
Harrison Ford, The Fugitive. There's a toss-up between this and Indiana Jones. But when it comes on the TV, I watch it all the way through every time. Okay. Gary Priest, Jeeps, the GP.
Jeeps.
I'm going for Witness. Away from all the spectacle of Indian Star Wars, he proves he has the acting chops to carry what is still a great fish out of water action thriller. Joe, you can call me Al Capone. Hat game Hat game, I'm also excluding Indiana Jones from the list, leaving his performance as Rick Decker in the original Blade Runner as my Hall of Fame hat. The American Dream, Dustin Jacobs. Raiders is the only answer, so for the sake of argument, The Fugitive. Graham and Faye, Air Force One, lands at the Ramble Hall of Fame, private landing strip, and Harrison Ford departs while wearing a CIA-embroidered golf shirt. Looking across the runway, he dusts off a worn fedora and promptly puts it on, adjusting it. The Raiders theme begins to play. I had to go Raiders, too.
I did too.
What else could it be?
It has to be Raiders.
What else
has to be Raiders.
Of course, has to be.
Now, Indiana Jones versus
Buddy, the light.
Indiana Jones versus MacGruber.
Ooh, it's a wash. That's down to whoever's having the better day.
You don't think throat rip out of nowhere gets Indy?
I think he's too quick. I think he's too quick. I think
if MacGruber can distract him with the celery in the ass, long enough to get close enough so the whip is no longer in play, I think he can get a throat rip.
That's true. It's a good call.
That's just my call.
Graham
Graham would disagree.
He would disagree. How could he? So Ramble 289. Let's do Bob Seger's song.
Okay.
Bob Seger goes to the Hall of Fame.
Did we tell Cody or no? He doesn't know any of these.
He just leave him in the dark. Fuck it. Leave him in the dark. We got tonight. That's got to be. That's up.
That's a finger banger. That's
a big finger banger. Honey, I made a finger bang joke with your mom right there. And Eddie says, "Don't worry, she must know all about that." Is what Eddie says. Eddie,
why?
Honey, you said.
Come on.
Honey, you said. So anyway, that's what Eddie thought, and Andrea gave a very Eddie. Open.
Okay, we're in heaven, right?
We're in heaven.
Ask Andrea better finger banging song. What's the Bob Singer song you sing?
All right, Andrea, we need a better finger. Out of these two, who wins finger banging song? Is it Bryan Adams?
If you have to be finger blasted for the last time. For the last time you get finger blasted.
What are you going at your final meal, basically? What are you going out with? Baby, you all that I want. Or Bob Seger's We've Got Tonight. Who needs tomorrow? Let's make it last.
One last finger blast.
Which one?
Number 1.
Wow, she goes BA.
Wow.
Baby, you
okay.
all that I want. When you lie it. Okay.
Tell her mom that. Tell her mom that.
All right, go tell mom now if you're so brave. Ooh, that's what's up. You answered. You answered the goddamn question. All right, here we go. Open, close, and encore. This is Martin Scorcese, Scenes to Music. Michael Werman, a.k.a. The Worm, says you open with The Departed. Shipping up to Boston is their home. Let me see what he writes. Is there a better song to start up the action? You close with And Then He Kissed Me from Goodfellas, the best long take. Encore, Layla from Goodfellas. Jeeps says, Sunshine of Your Love, Goodfellas, pure menace. Because De Niro's, that's when he kind of makes that decision. I'm going to fucking kill all these guys. Close with Werewolves of London in Cocktail. Cruise at his cocksure best. The song is not Cocktail. What was the one that he directed? Color of Money? Is that right?
Color Money.
It was a perfect match. Encore, Please Mr. Postman, Mean Streets, What's a Mook? The perfect combination of explosive violence and pop music. Joe, You Could Call Me Al Capone. Ray Charles, Come Rain or Shine, opening scene, King of Comedy. Close, Cream, Sunshine of Your Love, De Niro Smoking, Dead Stare at the Bar, and Goodfellas. Encore, Jackson Brown, Late for the Sky, De Niro, Travis Bickle watches American Bandstand holding a gun, and Taxi Driver. The American Dream, he opens with Color of Money from Werewolves of London, that one. Werewolves of London, Color of Money. Comfortably Numb from The Departed. Then He Kissed Me, Goodfellas. I dig the songs. We have to encore with The Greatest Shot in Scorsese's catalog. Has more to do with the shot in the song, but it fits perfectly. Graham and Faye, Aretha Franklin, Do Right Woman, Do Right Man from Cape Fear. Dropkick Murphy, shipping up to Boston from The Departed. And to stay consistently inconsistent, how about we drop a good old-fashioned rule bender? You encore Michael Jackson's Bad Video.
Oh, okay.
Eddie, mine was all Goodfellas.
Yeah.
That's all it was. I tried to look at all the others, but it just Goodfellas. My opening?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Atlantis, Donovan, when they're killing Billy Bats in the bar. Somewhere below the ocean. Oh, then my close is The Crystals. Then He Kissed Me, the date, the one scene.
Right.
And then I had to encore. What else? Derek and the Dominoes, Layla, when De Niro cleans house and see all the dead bodies.
Yeah. I have opened with And Then He Kissed Me. And then
Great.
close with The Sunshine of Your Love.
Oh.
And then Atlantis, the encore.
That is so great. So great. The
Yeah.
continent of Ramble 289. We're not telling Cody. Paul McCartney. What is Paul McCartney? Open, close.
Okay.
Encore with. This, Eddie, this is Ramble 288. Isn't that exciting?
That's
Have you ever
shocking.
thought about that? You ever thought about that?
I didn't
That's
think
how
we'd get
exciting
that far.
is? No, nobody did.
No.
But we showed them.
No.
Huh? We showed them.
Should
Call
we
an
hang-
ambulance, but not for us.
Should we hang a big banner that says Ramble 1 somewhere?
I think we do. I think so. Ramble 1. Get over it. That's what we should. Fuck your feelings. But then they cry. Whatever. All right. The guy flipped everyone off when they pulled his banner down. But they're the tough fuck your feelings guys. Eat a bag of shit. All right. Reading books and playing video games. Bring your pussy over here. We're reading books and playing games. Joe, you can call me Al Capone. Techno Super Bowl 3. Season 13 is underway in the world champion. We beat Kirk Cousins. The New York Football Giants are 7-2.
Got the monkey off your back, man.
Got that. What style? How are they not 9-0 after beating
I don't
Kirk
know.
Cousins?
I got let down. Trap games.
Trap games. And again, Perch top the NFC East. Thursday Night Football, where the folks in chat pick all my plays in the NES 2021 TSB roster update has been going the last 3 weeks. Currently sitting at 5-1 with our only loss coming to Dallas, baby. 7 p.m. Eastern every Thursday night. Come be my head coach. Ganon fell in Wind Waker back in mid-June, and after not doing an extended playthrough for about a month, I started playing Illusion of Gaia for the Super Nintendo this past Saturday night. Please follow twitch.tv/Caponis at least 4 nights a week. Schedule's up on the page. The American Dream, Dustin Jacobs. I'm very late to this party. In fact, party probably ended already, but I just read the Steve Martin book, Born Standing Up. Holy shit, it's so fucking good. Not a laugh-out-loud funny book, but a really well-written autobiography. I had no idea Steve was from Texas. He sure is. I had no idea he was a Baptist. I had no idea he worked at Disneyland or Knott's. If you haven't read the book and you're a comic, I highly suggest it.
His picture's hanging up at Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh, is it?
If you go to the Birdcage Theater where he's to perform
that's
there,
cool.
his picture's hanging up there.
That's fucking dope. If you're a human being, I highly suggest it. Anxiety and depression as well as self-realizations about his act led him to hanging it up after becoming a supernova. Great read. Graham and Faye, after 240 hours, the Gungeon Grime has reached completion. All 54 achievements have now been secured. Now back to finish the DLC for the Outer Worlds. That's what I'm playing, as well as Xenoblade Chronicles, the Definitive Edition, Raiden 4, Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man Miles Morales, the PS5 remastered DLC for the original Spider-Man. I've been reading still the Stephen King book, The Institute. And now, Eddie, I have to do this.
Yeah.
I have to ask you this question before I ask you what you're playing and reading. Have you ever had a Washington... I'm sure it's happened. A Washington jock be on the cover of a sports video game, and did that make you have to go buy said game just for that reason?
I have never. Washington's never had a blue chip athlete. Sort of
in any sport.
They had. I thought we had RG3.
Right.
I thought RG3 was going to at some point grace the cover of Madden.
If he had, would you have bought it no matter what?
I was going to buy it anyway, but yeah, I probably would have bought it just for that.
Okay.
Growing up, I had the Diesel, but that was before we had John Riggins. But like my heyday with Washington was in the '80s when they didn't have.
There was no video. There was Madden. There was no Madden.
There was no Madden, and they didn't even have the contracts with the Players Association then. So you wouldn't even have the team names.
So Ovi never made an NHL cover?
I think Ovi's made the NHL cover. I believe he has. I didn't buy it though.
Yeah, I would bet Ovi's been on.
I'm sure he has. I would imagine he has.
NBA, the new NBA 2K game. I fucking hated that game when I played it. Cody and I hated it, and we were playing it on my Twitch streams. The 2K1, or 2K21, 2K22. The fucking regular edition's Luka.
Oh.
And then the special edition is Kareem, Kevin Durant, and dead center Dirk. So it's like, well, fuck.
You got to buy it.
You got to get both.
You got to buy it.
I got to get both.
You got to buy both
My
versions
hands are tied.
of
My
the
hands
same
are
video
tied.
game. No.
My hands
You
are
have
tied.
to. You have to.
I mean, come on. Any games you're playing or reading? Any books you're reading? Any games you're playing right
Colt
now?
and I are going through. Like I said, I think I said this last week. We're going through Arkham Asylum again for the PS4.
Shit. Nice.
So it's pretty fun.
Oh, it's greatness. That is fucking great.
It's the only Batman thing worth playing, really.
It really is. It's the best one. It's so good. The first two were tremendous.
Yeah.
All right, this is it, Eddie. This is it.
What?
It's time.
Oh, is it?
It's time of the show where we rank the top
5.
Woo! The Worms. This is a
Worms.
tough one for us, Eddie. Was this tough for you?
Yeah.
Number one wasn't tough. The number one moment was not tough to pick on Loki. Everything else is tough. Michael Warman says, honorable mention to Loki, Gator, and Throg. The power of Marvel to do this and not blink an eye. Number 5, classic Loki. Could have been higher if we got more than one episode with Richard E. Grant, another candidate for his own adventures due to the new multiverse. Mobius and the quiet acting brilliance of Owen Wilson. Jet skis for everyone. Sylvie's emergence and killing of the Immortus Kang and all the conversations about the start of the new MCU, multiverse mutants, etc. And no one would have seen it starting by the female Loki. Loki, for all the great characters of the series, Tom Hiddleston carried the series, and the look of horror in the face in his final shot was perfect. And number 1, Kang. Introducing your main antagonist shouldn't work in the last episode, but Jonathan Majors and the writers made his debut the most significant thing to happen in the MCU since the end of the first Iron Man. Great to see you all back at it again, even when we have to sit through another Cowboys on Hard Knocks, Mike. Gary Priest, Jeeps. By the way, maybe spoiler alert, don't listen if you haven't seen Gary Priest says, we'll be binging this soon. I'm worse than Cody. Thanks for keeping me semi-sane, Jeeps. Joe, you can call me Al Capone. The Infinity Stones as paperweights Alligator Loki attacks. Post credit, meet the variants. Loki, this is your life. Number 1, Sylvie kills he who remains. Welcome back, fuckers. We missed you. The American Dream, Dustin Jacobs. Number 5, the Loki variant is a lady. Number 4, the meeting of the Lokis. Number 3, the Infinity Stones are paperweights. Number 2, Loki watches himself die. Number 1, the last 5 minutes of the season. I won't spoil it, but the last 5 minutes may be the best 5 minutes in the MCU. Non-Infinity War, Endgame related. Not really a moment, but I love the art department and props decision to use technology throughout time. Typewriters next to holograms. Fuck yes. Dustin Jacobs. Thank you, Dustin. Graham and Faye. First off, just a note in regards to Black Widow, I think partially why the movie felt slightly out of place was initially planned and written to be a Disney Plus series. I think the trimming of the design by the script to cut it down to the movie's timetable may have had an effect on why it felt a pinch rushed in spots at the end. Faye loved Black Widow, yet she couldn't get into Loki. She hasn't even finished it yet. Stop.
Oh,
Whereas
come
Loki,
on, Faye.
For me, right, one of the best things Marvel Studios has done. I can't wait to see what they do with Season 2, to which the next question will be, where and when do they drop this? Pre-multiverse madness or post-craziness via quantum
I think
media?
it's before Doctor Strange.
Same.
Too.
It's got to be. Number 5, an insane number of background layers, glues, and Easter eggs throughout. It was basically overtime for the guys at New Rockstars to try to keep up with each episode. LOL. Number 4, Loki arriving at the TVA. Entire first episode hilarity with Miss Minutes. I also love how Miss Minutes kind of is a villain at the end. You know, I love that.
I got some questions there because what does she give? What files does she give Ray Slayer?
She gives her something
She says this is what he wants you to read.
Ooh.
And then she leaves to go find Free Will. Now, who is Miss Minutes working for? Is she working for he who just remains that just got stabbed,
or
is she working for Kang the Conqueror from a different multiverse?
Oh man, see.
And is Ray Slayer a Kang variant?
Could she? Well, she was a principal at first, but I don't know. What? Maybe. Oh,
like there's so many, like that whole little section there.
Maybe Kang wiped her and just made her be a teacher somewhere, right? A
I
principal.
don't know, but that whole thing of like he wants you to read this.
Yes, fucking crazy. Graham and Faye. Number 3, Mobius and Loki getting clipped at the end of episode 4 and Sylvie clipping herself. Number 2, Glorious Purpose. And number 1, Kang the Conqueror statue at the finale's twist ending. Stay safe, Ramblers, and Jerry. Stay on target with kicking cancer's ass. Thank you, buddy. As it's time for the nuclear option, maybe the gamma rays we'll be blasting you with will make me an X-Men. Whoop, whoop. I'll take it.
Maybe.
Ramble off, Graham and Faye, Winnipeg, eh? Ramble 289, we're going to do Black Widow moments, top 5. Can you do that, Eddie? You can do that.
Yeah, I can do that.
You can rock with
I
that.
can rock that.
Because we're men.
Yeah, that's what men do. That's what men do.
I mean, gentlemen, even. All right, number 5. I went not just Owen and Hiddleston, but the chemistry between the entire cast. I thought everybody had great chemistry with each other and just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
That was my number 5.
My number 5 was this was referring to Dustin's earlier one, the set design of like the whole like this TVA. It was like this weird like 1970s government building where it's like, because I worked in a government building right out of college and it was like that's exactly, it was just this place it's drab and it's just dead inside, but it's got this like layer of like manila orangish hue to it. It's so good, so fun.
That's great. I love that. That was awesome. My number 4, Throg. Come on, having a little Throg in a jar was fucking amazing.
My number 4 was when old Loki was discussing why he got his Nexus event, and his was because he actually came to the realization of who Loki, his part in the universe, and that's like I faked my death, which was everyone's sort of theory when Infinity War came out. That wasn't really Loki, that was that was a hologram of Loki. Right. He didn't really die, and that's basically him saying that theory to everybody, and then he realized he missed it. He pulled himself out of the universe and went into hiding, and so that's why the TVA is like pulled him out, basically saying, no, you have to be Loki, you have to be the god of mischief in this timeline. If you're not going to do it, we're just going to erase this timeline. I just thought that whole explanation of why Loki realized who he was and stopped being who he was and just left, and
his regret at like, I miss my brother, I miss my fam, I miss Asgard. Oh God, so
like that's great. The perfect. That's a great vision or version of Loki. If Loki stayed in his timeline, that
would have been the one. Yeah. My number 3 was him, that old school Loki when he conjures Asgard. Yeah. To trick.
That was a great scene.
Aoth or Eloth or Aloth or everything. Iloth. Yeah. That was.
I liked my third scene was I think it was that same episode. It was the episode before. It was when Loki meets all the other variant Lokis.
Yes.
And they're in the basement there of that little throne room, and they all turn on each other. It's that moment of realization on Tom Hiddleston's face where he's like, "Oh, this is why I always fail.
Yes, I can't trust me.
I can't trust me. If I don't fundamentally change who I am going forward, I'm doomed to be one of these guys.
I'm just always going to be stuck here."
Right. And that's the moment he realized. I think that's the moment that changes Loki when he sees,
great.
oh, come on. And then, from going forward, he's a different character.
Yeah.
He's changed.
And because he basically, and Sylvie being a Loki can't trust him at the end either.
Right. And he can't be trusted for everything he's done in his past, even though at this point you can trust him because he has changed.
Yeah.
But that was
because you're right, because he was pure, like he was just the purest good guy in an action movie at the very end when he runs to try to warn Mobius.
Right.
He really is just pure good guy.
And he wants to save Kang, not because he wants the power, but he's like, no, this is going to be worse if he dies.
Yes.
I don't care who rules, but we can't have this.
Can't be whatever this guy's fighting off. Whatever
but
this
he
guy
has that
stopped.
Yeah. He has that realization in that moment when all those Lokis are turning each other. He's like, oh, come on.
Fuck. That is fucking tremendous.
Yeah.
So good. Honorable mention is when Kid Loki says his event was killing Thor. I was like, what the fuck?
I killed Thor. Wow.
God damn. My number 2, just seeing the way Majors played Crazy Kang. I guess I could call him the lunatic Kang, right? Lost his marbles at the end of time.
Well, he's been sitting there for eternity, keeping
Waiting.
time in order.
Yeah.
So of course you're gonna be a little fucking stir crazy.
You're number 2. Buddy.
Seeing the Infinity Stones as paperweights.
Hilarious.
Because what better way to go? Hey, guess what? Phase 1 through 3 is going to be nothing compared to Phase 4.
And another thing is also the way Kang negates them when he's talking to him. Because here, I'll give you a gauntlet. Remember when Miss Minutes tells him, you can have
a gauntlet, whatever you want.
have a gauntlet. Kang doesn't get none of that matters to him. He doesn't give a fuck about that. I'd love that.
That's so. I mean, what better way for Marvel to go? Hey, this is going to be so much bigger.
Yes.
Than what you just saw.
Than to just neuter the Infinity Stones right off the bat. Oh man,
I loved it.
My number 1. What else could it be? Sylvie kills Crazy Kang, and evil Kang is now triumphant. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's my number 1 too. Just the last 7 to 10 minutes of that episode are my favorite.
God, it was unreal. Unfuck. So there we go. What a damned ramble, everybody. Thank you for the emails. Email us, ramble@theramblepod.com. Next Ramble 289. We're creeping up on 300, baby. We're going to do what hat would Bob Seger wear for Hall of Fame song, right?
Right.
Bob Seger goes in the I've Written a Song Hall of Fame. What song of his is on his hat? What would the great Paul McCartney open, close, and encore with? And top 5 Black Widow moments. Get him in. Ramble@theramblepod.com. And any word on Little Fella? Have you heard any updates? Did she get a COVID test? Do you know of anything? Is he okay?
No, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. We'll see what happens.
Well,
I think he's doing all right.
Good. Let's get you out there so you can go handle business.
Yeah.
Like a G.
He'll be good.
Right.
He's fine.
Good. All right. So as you're hearing this podcast, I will be getting the right side of my liver. The blood flow will be being cut off.
And you're going in tomorrow for that?
Today.
Today?
It's already happening. Wednesday.
Wow.
Wednesday.
So this is your astral version of you doing this.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm asleep in a hospital bed somewhere. This will be 6:30 in the morning is when I have to get there. I think the procedure is going to start at 8 a.m. It should take like 2 hours. They said I might spend the night. Maybe not. I don't know. But they're going to. What the plan is to cut off the flow of blood to the right side of my liver where the cancer is, to then have the left side of the liver grow, so it can handle liver duties, and they can just cut out the right side completely and get rid of it. Now the only bummer is I was thinking, well, the left side's big enough, right? Just getting there, like, no.
Right.
If we cut this out now, you're dead. Like, you won't have a liver to help you.
Oh, that's no good.
I was like, well, let's time out then. And they're ready to do it.
Right.
They're like, we'll do it right now. But
we'll just kill you right now. Well, did you tell them you're a man, though? Did you say I'm a man? I don't need a liver?
They don't get it, Eddie. They don't get it.
No.
These fucking Fauci ouchies don't get it.
Fucking science.
Not listen to them. But there we go. So what a goddamn ramble. Thank you so much. We love you guys. You know where to find us. Stay
you do.
safe. That good shit. We'll see you Friday for Ramble Radio. And hopefully, if I have energy next week, we'll see you right back here for more rambling.
That's
and I think we might have to talk that new Masters of the Universe show, too. I might need to just fight through it.
That drops on Friday.
Woo! Same. But watch Ramble Radio first. Duh.
Yeah, of course.
And then go see that.
And then watch.
There it is. All right. We love you guys. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.